I'm a teacher here at Yogashala Waterdown, Ontario. I teach a bit of a variety, both ends of the spectrum. I teach fit flow at one end of the spectrum, and then a slow flow class, and then I also teach yin and meditation. Yeah, so the fit flow class is really a dynamic practice. What I really focus on in that class is utilizing the strength that we already possess in our own bodies to create even more strength. So we're not using machinery, we're not using weights, we're literally just utilizing what we have in ourselves to create even more strength. Of course, along with that, we're creating more flexibility and openness as well because of the dynamic movement. And I say as well, it's like really focused on functional movement. So helping to reduce risk of injury in like regular mundane tasks that we do on a day-to-day basis. So yoga came into my life at a time where I was kind of desperate to have anything help with my depression. I was diagnosed with depression at 12, and at 16 I was very reclusive. I was isolating myself away from friends, from kind of the feeling of being unworthy of having friends and people around me. And so there I was, reclusive in my bedroom, flipping through the pages of a health fitness magazine, and out popped at me 12 yoga poses for depression, and a little added bonus meditation. And so I thought, what the heck, let's give it a shot. Kind of thinking just adding another tool to my toolbox, and started doing yoga in my bedroom on my own. 12 poses in my bedroom almost every day for about 3 years. And I didn't do yoga anywhere else, but it eventually gave me enough strength to try a yoga class elsewhere. And that was in first year university that I went to my first yoga class. So a story about me that you probably have never heard would be when I was traveling in India. I was on a train it was an 18-hour train ride, and about 2 hours in, so still 16 hours left, I started to feel a little off. And bathrooms on trains in Asia in general are not like bathrooms here. It's basically just a big room. There's no hand washing sink, at least on the train I was on. And in that room is just this big steel disc with a hole in it. And through that hole you can see the ground beneath you as you pass. And I spent about 16 hours on the floor of that little box. And I think you can connect the dots to why I was there for 16 hours. But yeah, that's kind of an embarrassing story that I slept on like the dirtiest floor ever known to man. With yoga, I feel like, for me anyway, there's quite an ebb and flow. 2 years ago I would have said that hot yoga was my thing, and vinyasa, and right now I'm definitely more practicing like self-practice yin and meditation, and I think that that's kind of how it works for most people. So my favorite family of poses to practice right now would be forward folds, which is so strange for me, I think, for that to be my favorite. But if you had asked me this 3 months ago, it would have been back bends, and probably 6 months before that would have been inversions. So it's kind of constantly changing, but right now, forward folds are my thing. So I will be demonstrating just a quick little sneak peek at what you can expect in a fit flow practice. Dynamic movement, really focusing on building a strong range of motion in the body, and again, utilizing the strength that we already possess to create even more strength. So not relying on any outside forces, just ourselves and our mat. So I hope to see you on your mat. Peace. So here is a sample of my Fit Flow class. Starting out in tabletop on hands and knees, and just warming into the wrists. Do a few rocks side to side, a few forward and back, some circles in both directions, and just making sure that while you do this, the crease of your wrist is parallel to the top edge of the mat, and you're gripping the mat with fingertips. Then you can turn your hands around so your fingers point towards your knees, and again, a little forward and back motion. Just stretching along the forearm all the way up to the elbow. And then coming onto the backs of your hands, fingers pointing to the center of your mat, lowering down through heart and head with your exhales, and inhales rising back up. Coming back onto hands and knees, toes curled under, send your bum towards your heels, letting your knees come off of the floor a few inches, and when you feel ready, starting to straighten up your legs, coming into downward facing dog. A little bit of pedaling out of your legs, easing your way into your hamstrings. Remember that a slight bend in your knees is perfectly fine. It will help protect your pelvis and sacrum. And with an inhale, raising your left leg to the sky, downward dog split. Then exhale, coming forward, knee to nose. And doing this 3 times. As you come forward, knee to nose, coming into more of a plank-like position with shoulders over the wrists. And just letting your breath guide you. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, knee to nose, then dropping your knee to the mat. Your right leg raises out behind you with an inhale, opening your heart. Exhale, right foot on the ground, knee to nose. Inhale, left foot to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop your knee to the earth. Inhale, right leg out behind you, lifting head and heart. Exhale, foot to the floor, knee to nose, and inhale back into downward dog split. One more time with your own breath. And this time, exhale, knee to nose. Place your foot between your hands, setting up for a high lunge. And with an inhale, rise up. Utilizing all the strength you have, exhale, lower your torso in line with your back leg. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, arms to your sides, lower your torso. Inhale, rise back up, reaching for the sky. One more time. Then bringing your hands to your hips. Stand up nice and tall, hugging your right knee in towards your chest. And with an exhale, send your right heel forward. Standing here for a few breaths, hug your shoulders back slightly towards your spine, elbows hugging towards one another, really utilizing the strength of your core and of your quad to hold that leg in. Bring hands to heart center, keep your right leg straight, slowly bring it back behind you. As you exhale, hinging forward through the hips, warrior 3. Starting to bend into your left knee, reaching your right toes to the end of your mat, slow motion, step back into a lunge position again, and with an inhale, reach your arms overhead. With an exhale, slowly place your hands, one on either side of your left foot. Lift that foot, send it back to meet the right, coming into plank pose. Pressing the ground away from you with the strength of your shoulders and upper back. Tucking your tailbone, drawing navel to spine, ribs hugging inwards. When you feel ready, look forward. Inhale, reach forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, lower down chaturanga, elbows to a 90-degree. Inhale to your back bend, opening your heart. And with your exhale, lifting through the bum, coming back into downward facing dog. From here, you can pedal out your legs. You can make your way onto the other side when you are ready. Lingering in downward dog as long as you'd like. And when you've completed the other side, you can slowly make your way into a seated position. And just taking a moment to express gratitude to your body for all of the things that it does for you and with you on a daily basis. And taking a nice deep breath. Namaste.